Hey, it's Jordan the 1031 Doctor, and today we are cruising to CreXi looking for deals in red states. We're getting out of blue states and investing in red states for obvious reasons. And if you don't know, I think that's where it is safe to invest, basically because of property taxes and other issues. The 1031 Doctor has been buying, building, selling, leasing triple net investments across the country since 1986. And we will analyze any deal in the country within 24 hours for you for $299. Let's dive into CreXi and see what we can find. I basically have been on these websites for decades, and I've been doing this a long time. And in the old days, triple net deals were a little different. We would develop them and we had a formula. It was 10% on land and 12% on building. So our average cap rate was like 10, 10 and a half. And we'd sell it for 8 or 9 and we'd make some money. Obviously, a little different now. Here's a ground lease in San Antonio, Texas for 2.6 million. That's something to look at. Starbucks in California. We're out of California unless it's a really good deal, and when we find them, we know. Same with Delano with the Smart and Final. Smart and Final is a great tenant. We stay out of all the Walgreens and CVS deals. Murphy's is good. All the gas stations are good. It's better if you have bonus depreciation instead of the ground leases, so you can look for that. And don't worry that you see so many gas stations on the market. It's typically how they finance their expansions. BP for sale in Minnesota. We'll stay out of Minnesota. Kissimmee, Florida, Del Taco. Let's look at that. Del Taco Disney World. Del Taco is a great brand. They did close some stores. They were Jack in the Box spun them off a little while ago. And this one's been on the market for 300 days. A year they updated it 60 days ago. And let's find out why it hasn't sold. It got, it's a 4.6 cap. That is pretty aggressive for a Del Taco, even if it is corporate. I'd say corporate, it should be 5.25 because a big franchisee took them down. And let's see, it's a ground lease, corporate guarantee. And basically, it was built about 2 years ago. And it's been on the market for a year. So this is indicative of being overpriced. 20-year deal, Orlando area, real estate only. 1 mile from Disney World's Animal Kingdom. That is a very good anchor. Below market rent. 82,000 cars per day. That is very good. Disney World's 10 million annual visitors. 20-year corporate lease. I don't know. That is an interesting little deal. Maybe here's the property. It's not a hard corner. You're in between an IHOP. You got Arby's here. Disney World's back here. Animal Kingdom. So it's not right next to it. And yeah, here's an IHOP. Here's your McDonald's, Denny's, Burger King, Dunkin', Margaritaville Resort. It's not so bad. I would probably write them an offer. Yeah, Denny's, IHOP over here, 16,000. Yeah, 82,000 cars. That's phenomenal traffic. You can't beat that. It's the new concept, new colors, flagship lot. So, on the real estate end, we have to figure out why it flags over like that. Maybe it's for an extra egress, but it's a flag lot. But great frontage on the main highway there. Yeah, so let's keep going. And T-Mobile, we would stay away from. Boot Barn in Riverside, we stay out of California. Tyler, Texas, here's a Chevron. I've seen that deal. It has some issues. Illinois, we will stay out of, but Taco Bell is good. Parts of Illinois are okay. It's not a red state, though. Oklahoma City, that's a boot barn. We've seen a lot of boot barns coming up recently. Here's one in Louisiana, South Star Urgent Care with additional development land in front of a super Walmart. This is going to be one of those deals where it's probably very low traffic, very low population. It's been, let's see, this is 3.9 years remaining. Yeah, 14,000 vehicles per day. That's too low. That's one of these small areas. Open road collision. Now, automotive, I like automotive, and this collision business isn't going anywhere. People are going to constantly be crashing into each other. And 5.2 million, Amarillo, Texas. I mean, Amarillo is not really where I would want to invest, although, it's an ag town. Um, but I wouldn't shy away from automotive deals. If you see them, they're not bad. Car washes, quick lubes. Love quick lubes. But, with the price of oil and the shock that's going on right now, oil is becoming harder and harder to obtain, and you're going to see price shocks coming, in my opinion, especially in motor oil. Here's a Sonic, and in Cypress, Texas. I usually don't like Sonics because they usually have terrible real estate. And well, this is in front of a Walmart. This is not bad. Ground lease. Let's take a look at this one. Been on the market for 237 days. They just updated it. 6.2 years remaining, 3 options. It's a franchisee credit. It's not corporate. Why did they say corporate? Experienced tenant and lease guarantor. I stay away from it. Franchisee with 33 years of experience with a personal guarantee. I don't like those deals. I stay away from franchisee guarantees unless it's a big franchisee. You could do a little study on this with Placer.ai and find out what their store sales are. But being in front of a super Walmart is not bad. And Tyler, Texas is a great little place to invest in. 6 cap is decent. You could probably get it for 6.5. So, I mean, I wouldn't just say no to this outright. The Walmart is a very good sign. There's your Walmart fuel. So you're going to and you got a Taco Bell here and your McDonald's over here. So this is not bad. Naturally, I would have preferred this. I wonder what's going on with that property. I would look into this. It's a ground lease, 1 acre. Let's keep looking. We'll save that one. T-Mobile, no. Okay, now here's the Valvolines. I like the Valvolines a lot. Their big distribution facility is in, I think, Houston. I've been in it a few times. It's like a 500,000 square feet. It's ginormous. And NOI 85,000. So the rent's low on this. 5.25. This has been on the market for only 2 months. So I like this deal already. 5.25 and 648 a foot. Now, when you're dealing with per square foot, you have to keep in mind that there's a sub basement here that cost a fortune to build. So it is bigger than 2,500 feet. It's like 3,500 feet. So this can come down a little bit to about 500. Franchisee as well, but it said corporate. We'll have to see about that. Brand new construction. This is a brand new deal, absolute ground lease. So you won't be able to get any bonus depreciation on this, even if you could figure out how, because it's just a ground lease. Second largest Valvoline franchisee, so they've got 200 units. So that's what I'm talking about. If you're gonna have a franchisee, you want 100, at least 30 to 50 minimum. Out parcel to 110 brand new residential units under construction. Close proximity to Super Walmart. 37,600 cars per day. There you go. 1 mile radius, 50% growth. Affluent, 123,000 average household income in a 3 mile radius. I always look for the 3 mile. 5 minutes to Piedmont Medical Center, Winthrop University. This is what we're talking about. This is a clean deal. And here's your McDonald's. And here's your Valvoline right there next to McDonald's. That's great. And Taco Bell here. I like this. Here's your Bojangles, AutoZone, Caliber, Murphy's, Aldi's. Here's your Super Walmart. That's not far. Yeah, I like this deal. This is the kind of deal that makes sense. 5 1/4 is low. I would offer 5 1/2 to 5 3/4, but it's a very low price point, anyways. So it's not like they were asking so much money for this thing to begin with. $1,600,000. I don't know that you could build that with. I don't know what the land value is, but that is a decent deal. Very low price point. Let's keep looking here. So let's mark that one. Definitely want to come back to that one at the 11-minute mark. Mavis, Oxnard, North Carolina. We would need to see a lot more about that. Here's a McDonald's in Jacksonville, Florida. These low cap rates, I just can't get my head wrapped around that. And here's a Taco Bell in Fort Myers, Florida. I would definitely look at this. It's definitely a red state. You got a Super Walmart here. And here's the better pad, but that is a nice one. That is a nice one. Love Taco Bell. Tennessee Advanced Auto Parts. I think we looked at that. It's too small of a town. We just looked at that one. Yeah, it's just nothing around it. You want to stay away from deals like that. Here's a Dark Hardee's. But you got a Walmart here, and that's a decent pad. It's in Ohio. Dayton MSA. Dayton's doing actually pretty good. Now, we've talked about how to re-tenant these deals. And definitely you can re-tenant a Hardee's. This has been on the market 2 months. You got Goodwill here. There's your Walmart, Dairy Queen. That is not bad, $1,600,000. And it costs more than that to build that thing. Now, here's the problem. You got 8,600 cars. That is very light. So you're dealing with a farming community here. This is rural. And, but listen, people still have to eat. You got your KFC. Here's your Aldi's. And here's your Home Depot. This is not that bad. You could buy this cheap if you can get this for about $1,200,000. And probably put a Freddy's in there, something like that. New construction. They built it in 2022. That should tell you something. Hardee's did not work in 4 years. They left. That happens, but it's rare. Like there's some Popeyes chickens and Del Tacos that happen to. Immediate on-off ramp. Approximately 50,000 cars per day. We'd have to see. Yeah, that's the off ramp here on the 75. You got Waffle House, Starbucks, Taco Bell, Arby's. You're all there. That's a very odd situation. We'd have to look into that one a little more. Value add deal for sure. You'd have to get into the demographics of this. It's a new Hardee's. Wow, that's really something. That is really something. There may be an opportunity here. We'll put that one aside and take a look. You're wondering why I'm not at ICSC? I told you I have to take care of a sick dog, my little Maya. She inhaled a foxtail up her nose, and I've had to watch it, take her to the vet every day. She goes digging into holes, and that's what happens. Town and Country. There's another McDonald's in Texas. Seen a lot of McDonald's ground leases, these small price point deals, but they're all in the 3.5 cap rates. I just can't do it. Here's a big Louisiana, big Walmart deal. I don't do those big deals anymore. They typically don't happen. Moberly, Missouri. I know that area. That is, I have a whole story about Moberly. Connecticut, this is very expensive real estate. But a Chick-fil-A at 4.5. It looks like the developer of this shopping center is selling everything out because there's the Trader Joe's as well for sale. Wendy's in Kirksville, Missouri, same kind of thing as Moberly. You get these ag towns outside of Kansas City. Yeah, here's that Shelton, Connecticut again. Here's a Cava, and here's the back of the whole shopping center in Shelton, Connecticut. Frisco, Texas. Here's a urgent care, unpriced, 2025 construction. I would look into this one. I would look into that one. Urgent cares are great, and Frisco, Texas is not bad. Yeah, here's more of that Shelton, Connecticut. Let's look at this one just for a second. Let's look at this urgent care. It's unpriced. Let's see how long it's been on the market unpriced. 15 days. Okay. 1.7 acres. MedVet. So this is for dogs. And that, that's funny. I was just talking about my dog. Yeah, it's a veterinary clinic with Black Rock Coffee. Uh, Future plan QSR, 9,000 cars, 102,000 cars here on the highway, Dallas Parkway and Stony Brook Parkway, 26,000 cars. This is not bad. Not bad at all. There's downtown Dallas. So it's MedVet and Black Rock Coffee. Not bad. And this is going to be, I would say, this is going to be a McDonald's or Whataburger, or maybe it would be a who knows, Bojangles. This looks really good. Yeah, veterinary clinics, just like Urgent Med for people, and people will spend their last pennies to take care of their animal, just like me, and it doesn't matter. They're your best friends. Opportunity to acquire new construction. MedVet averages 5% annual increases in their base term. Now that's highly unusual. 5%, that is really, really good. 10-year deal. I like this. I like this. Grand Park across Dallas Tollway from a sprawling 1,000-acre world-class urban oasis. Yeah, I like that. 2.5 miles from Collin College, Frisco campus, 17,000 students. This is really nice. Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, or Dallas Cowboys. I don't know why I'm thinking PGA of America. So 26,000, I don't go under 20,000. There we go there. New construction. This one's a good one. Anyways, please like, subscribe, and share if you like the content here. We're just cruising CreXi today to see what we can find in red states. And if you're in a 1031 exchange and you need some help, reach out to me, Jordan at the 1031doctor.com. And have a great day.